back to Take It to the House. This is the third segment. We are looking ahead to this weekend's games. This is 26 weeks of football, and we are in week 4. So, it's actually week 2 of the NFL, week 3 of college. Let's go college first, Alex. We have got games to look forward to this weekend. Anything you want me to run through the roster quickly, or you got stuff jumping out at you already?
Yeah, Clemson, Georgia Tech.
Yep.
You talked about Georgia Tech as a team to watch. Clemson coming off a kind of a skittish win. Sure they would love to bounce back on the road. Georgia Tech had a great finish to the season last year. I'm sure they're hungry to keep that momentum going. I forgot Clemson lost week 1. So, Georgia Tech 2-0.
To LSU, who's number 2, but yeah.
Yeah, still. And then Georgia, Tennessee, that's probably the other big game to watch. Georgia's traveling. We'll get to really see what this quarterback is made of. I feel like Georgia's defense is always, a standing point for them. So how they handle that pressure. And then in the evening, I guess, or the late afternoon, you have South Florida traveling to Miami. That's another one.
South Florida, number 18 now. They've cracked the top 25 at 2-0.
Good for them. And then Florida, LSU. Would love to see Florida kind of bounce back after a subpar start. Even though USF has a nice win, you would like to think as a Florida fan you should be able to, win your home game. So I think those are kind of the ones jumping out to me.
Yeah, I feel kind of the same way about Georgia at Tennessee that I feel about Vanderbilt at South Carolina. I sort of feel like for Vanderbilt and Tennessee, it's a huge game.
Yeah.
I feel like for Georgia and for South Carolina, it's kind of a, hey, you just got to take care of this one.
Yeah.
You're supposed to win it. If you when you're a good team and you're having a great season, you can't lose games that you're supposed to win.
Certainly, yeah.
Georgia's not supposed to lose to Tennessee this year. South Carolina's not supposed to lose to Vanderbilt. But I think Vanderbilt and or Tennessee could pull out a win.
Yeah.
And if they do, it would be huge for them. Yeah. I'm with you about Florida LSU. I think Florida LSU might tell us a little bit more about LSU than about Florida. I have a feeling that's going to go, LSU's going to win 20-10.
Yeah.
And we're going to be sort of disappointed in both teams because I feel like we're always kind of disappointed in both teams.
Yeah.
It would be great if that turns out to be a great game and both teams look really good. Yeah. I would love to see the young quarterback for Florida have a big day.
Yeah.
But it is at LSU and it is at night. And, after the bourbon sets in Baton Rouge, it's a different place.
Now that Vanderbilt, South Carolina, 6:45 start too,
that's going to be a raucous environment.
Yeah,
man.
It's going to be loud. And they're going to have that what's that third down cuckoo thing that they always that thing.
And they're going to have Sandstorm going at the beginning.
Yeah.
And they're going to have the 2010 Odyssey with the chicken in the cage and all. So now also, earlier in the day is Wisconsin, Alabama.
Yeah.
We mentioned that earlier, but that's going to be an interesting matchup. Just kind of looking through the rest of the games, some of the unranked games.
It was A&M and Notre Dame, actually. I didn't see that. There's a 16 seed and an 8 seed. Notre Dame, that's not nothing.
That's true. That will be interesting. Now Thursday night, tonight, NC State and Wake Forest are 2-0 teams.
Yeah.
So NC State, we've been saying, could be one of those good teams. We shall see. Auburn, South Alabama, I think is a decent team, but let's see if Auburn can handle them the way they should. Now, Purdue USC, I think, is going to be interesting. Purdue and USC, both unranked, both 2-0. It's at Purdue.
Wow.
So you would think maybe one of those teams is going to end up being halfway decent.
Yeah. We also mentioned Minnesota, Cal.
Yep.
Right?
Two teams that are both 2-0. Another 2-0 matchup I just saw. Washington State, North Texas. Again, not sure if that's going to amount to anything, but North Texas has given people problems. Washington State could end up being something. Traditionally, Pitt, West Virginia has been a good game. West Virginia seems like they're no good this year.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to be, anything worth it. Iowa State goes to Arkansas State. You would think they would take care of business. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Ohio State's playing Ohio. Illinois is playing Western Michigan. Arkansas is at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
2-0 teams there. Let's see if Arkansas is going to be truly tested there. Let's see if Arkansas has got anything there. And you're right about Texas A&M, Notre Dame. I'm interested to see that. Notre Dame has had a bye week, so they've only had the one game, and Texas A&M is 2-0. Probably a new big environment for Marcel Reed.
Yeah.
Utah, Wyoming, both 2-0 teams. We were talking about Utah. We haven't really kept an eye on them, but they are 2-0 and they are ranked. Minnesota, Cal, and that might be about it. But yeah, quite a few interesting games this week. No shortage of fun games to pay attention to.
No, I feel like it's a better lineup than last week. Last week I felt like there was just, and there ended up being some better games than like what was on the schedule. But I just remember like talking to my friend. I'm like, dude, like there's like 3 headlining games and the rest I'm like, ugh. But it turned out to be a good weekend. So I'm excited.
But you know what? If you have 5 or 6 games that you're really interested in, you know, 2 or 3 of them are going to end up being great games.
Yeah.
And then we always end up having a couple of really great games that you didn't even plan on, like the Jets and the Steelers, or like Virginia and NC State.
Yeah.
I think Georgia Tech, Clemson, the Notre Dame, Texas A&M, South Florida, Miami, Florida, LSU. Yeah, there's a lot. Georgia, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, South Carolina. There's a lot. There's a lot to keep an eye on that could end up being really, really interesting. So that is also pretty good stuff. Well, Alex, in terms of the NFL, let's go ahead and switch to the NFL.
Yeah.
And look ahead at those teams.
Big game Thursday.
Yeah. Now, I didn't really go through this in the first segment, but the teams really quickly that I had as my big surprises in the AFC, or not big surprises, but just really, really pleased, would be Bills, Steelers, Chargers, and Jags. Those are the Jags more just a surprise because of low expectations.
Yeah.
But Bills, Steelers, and Chargers, big weeks. Jags got to win. In the NFC, I think Commanders, Buccaneers, and Vikings, probably Packers as well, maybe Rams as well because they got that win over the Texans. And then, you've got your Lions, Bears, and Giants that were probably, the biggest disappointments in the NFC. But anyway, looking to this next week in the NFL, we have got, I've got my last week pulled up. Okay, we've got Commanders and Packers tonight.
Yep, on the short.
So your Green Bay Packers are going tonight to compete. What do you think about that matchup?
Yeah, anytime you have a dynamic, yes, which is nice. Although Matt LaFleur was not pleased, and I understand his concern about how many blue jerseys were in the stands. He's like, what are the Packer fans selling their tickets to Lions fans? Which, so hopefully, when you have a home field, especially like Lambeau, you can't be letting up a bunch of blue jerseys in that building. So I'm hoping that, from that point of view, just, the fandom's a little stronger. You have a little more of a home field feel. But, I think anytime you play like a dynamic, talented young quarterback, you're always in for a show. And so I don't think if they can just like minimize, the big plays, I think they have a shot. But, the Commanders were unbelievable last year. And so, however they win, if they can win for the Packers, I think is a good win, know?
Well, and in the NFL too.
Yeah.
A win is a win.
Yeah.
It's like Joe Burrow said, he said, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I was like the worst stat game he had. Now Joe Burrow is hosting the Jags this week, so maybe 2 teams that didn't love the way their win. The Jags had a more solid win last week.
But the Panthers I feel like when you beat the Panthers, it's just like, that is a team like you should beat.
Yeah, and the same is true with the Browns.
Yeah.
Although that's a division game for the Bengals. So,
and the Browns defense causes problems. They cause problems for the Ravens and the Bengals.
I don't know that we're going to be shocked if the Jaguars beat the Bengals.
Yeah.
The Bengals have not been great.
No, and they're always bad in the first half of the season.
Yeah. And the other early game, Bills, Jets.
Yeah.
Jets at home.
Feeling good, probably. You know,
Yeah, probably. We'll see if the Bills can carry on with what they were able to do in that second half. Giants at Cowboys, 2-0-1 teams.
yeah. Giants were so bad. I feel like the Cowboys. You feel like you
I
cannot
think they
let
would
them
take
come
care of
in,
it.
but
Bears at Lions, 2-0-1 teams.
and that'd be a good bounce back for both quarterbacks, who I thought were a little underwhelming at times.
And then again, another division game, Patriots Dolphins, 2-0-1 teams. I'd kind of be that's going to be interesting because I don't know if the Patriots are any good. I think the Dolphins look really bad.
Yeah.
So for them to go home, they always play the Patriots well at home. But that's going to be interesting.
I like. Why am I forgetting the coach's name now? For Patriots.
Oh, Vrabel.
Vrabel.
Yeah.
I think he's great. I think they get that win. I think the Dolphins are in a little bit of peril. And then what I'm looking forward to also is Texans Bucks on Monday night. I know that's sneaking through the rest of the Sunday games, which we'll get to. But I was just really disappointed in the way the Texans offense looked. Like, I mean, it's week 1. You don't have a ton of like film in the season yet. A lot of other offenses kind of budding, and so for them to kind of just look bad. CJ Stroud did not look good. The Rams defense is good. I don't remember them being like great. So I just thought they looked really, really bad offensively, and I would love to see Stroud bounce back. Although maybe you wouldn't if you're as a Bucs.
I don't. I want him to be terrible. The Bucs Texans is an early Monday game. We've got 2 Monday games. We've got Bucs Texans, and then we've got Chargers Raiders.
9 p.m. Jeez, West Coast.
We've got those two Monday night games. Moving backwards, Falcons are at Vikings on the primetime Sunday night game. We've got, as the late games go, we've got Eagles at Chiefs,
Big
Super
game.
Bowl rematch,
yes,
right?
Certainly, it's huge.
We've got Broncos at Colts, not as exciting.
No.
Browns at Ravens, well, that's an early game, sorry. Now, we didn't mention Seahawks at Steelers. That's actually an interesting early game.
Yeah, Seahawks
and I think
having
we
trouble.
had one more afternoon game. Panthers, Cardinals, right? That's sort of not
and
as
the
interesting.
the Falcons and the Vikings at the nightcap.
Yeah.
So 2 young quarterbacks. They're both in the same class, right? Just that McCarthy didn't play last year.
Yeah.
So,
but you're right. Penix and McCarthy. It'd be interesting to see how the Falcons do on the road.
Yeah.
How they carry things forward. It's funny how the Falcons, at least their fan base, has sort of imploded. They're kind of all freaking out. I saw a lot of the podcast stuff, and they want to fire Raheem Morris and they want to get rid of Koo.
Come on, man.
So anyway, Koo's actually was overall a really good kicker last year.
Yeah, he's been. I feel like.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if how the Falcons bounce back. But all right, so in our next segment, we're going to dive deep into the Brentwood Academy game. They actually play at Chattanooga Christian tomorrow night, so we will get that recap done late tomorrow and today on Thursday. Obviously, we've got a neat college game tonight and an NFL game tonight, just to sort of get us kind of like the appetizers, getting us started with the weekend meal, so to speak, and that'll be a lot of fun. So, Brentwood Academy, by the way, last week, in case I think most people in the community know, but their game at home against Baylor was canceled because of lightning. So we were all dressed up with no party. I mean, it was big intro. Like, we even had the coin toss.
Wow.
We had everything. We had the national anthem, had the coin toss, and then we're about to run out to kick the ball off, and then
the lightning strike.
We're all going, and we're taking it to the house, as they say. That's the other way to say it. It used to be that was what you said for a touchdown. That's also what you say when practice is over.
Take it to the house.
Take it to the house.
I never heard that before.
Yeah, they used to say hit the showers too. But
I know that one.
Take it to the house. Take it to the house is mostly just a touchdown.
Yeah, that's what I was thought.
That's the point. Yeah, we didn't want to name our podcast after practice is over.
Yeah,
so
get
out of here.
Yeah.
We want it to be
not
a big
too
play.
Enticing.
Big touchdown play. Okay. All right. Well, also just to mention, this week today is 9/11, so we're remembering first responders and a lot of folks who died in 2001 in New York City, and of course the tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk yesterday. Charlie's not a personal friend or anything of mine, but listen to him a lot and listen to a lot of people who know him, and just the overwhelming outpouring of prayers and support for his wife and young kids. Obviously, it's a tragedy, so that's been sort of heavy on my heart this week. So I'm praying for them, and I just want to just say, man, it's a life is tough, but God's in control, and all things are going to work out to His glory. So I'm grateful that we have a God that's bigger than all this stuff that we have to deal with in this life. But prayers and support to his wife and kids. It's obviously a nightmarish week for them, and for a lot of us in the country. So I'm excited to find out, hopefully soon, about finding this guy that pulled the trigger. So, did you see the video, by the way?
I've not seen the video.
Really horrible. I honestly I'd hesitate, but at the same time I sort of recommend that you try to watch it, just because it's it's eye-opening. I mean, it's horrific, but it's eye-opening, and it's real stuff, man. So anyway, God bless him and his family. All right, we'll see you in the next segment, talking about Berlin Academy on Taking the House. Thanks for being with us. This is 26 Weeks of Football.